Guys, Mousa Dembélé. I was asked for it, so here it is. Mousa Dembélé, 30 years of age, obviously he plays for Spurs. He's a player that you can't help but admire. He's technically excellent. He's built like a tank. Excellent at retaining and regaining possession. Like I said, he's built like a tank. He's trying to barge him and get off him easily is a myth. Like, he's a good passer. He's got a good range of passing. He can mix it up. He can play between the lines. He's a player that's like, yeah, man. If you've been watching football for the last season, 18 months in particular, you've really seen what he's about, man. He's a player. His manager rates him very highly. I think I saw something in an article about Pochettino said he's come across five geniuses in his career, managerial player career, whatever he said. He said Ronaldinho, JJ Okocha. I think he said De La Peña, and he definitely said obviously Mousa Dembele. I mean, that's to be mentioned among them names. It's not a bad list at all. He's a great player, man. I mean, Spurs fans, yeah, man, they can be proud of their player. He's 30 years of age. He's a player that clearly wasn't 100% fit last year. I mean, he did have injuries. Missed a couple of games. It weren't that often you saw at the end of the season. He missed a couple. He said last season he was actually at 70% fitness, and then when you consider he just had surgery recently, didn't fly as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong, Spurs fans, but he didn't go on preseason in America because of that. And yeah, he put off City, he put off the injury. He's a vital player for Spurs. And when you look at last season, he didn't. I'm pretty sure he did complete 90 minutes a decent amount of times. But when I did watch Spurs, occasionally, on more than one occasion, quite a lot, you saw him. He didn't really complete 90 minutes. You'd see Harry Kane come on, and Harry Winks come on, and they'd see out the game. So yeah, he said he's never going to play at 100% fitness again, but he's willing to put his body on the line for Spurs. I mean, that's what you want to hear from a player. A couple games last year, he was decent against City. I think he bossed them. I remember Chelsea. I think Spurs won 2-0. Great game against them. Decent against Burnley, Everton. Yeah, and even United, he was decent all season to be honest, but just them games in particular, he's always like last year he was consistent. Well, the season after, before last, and then this season that's just ended, and well, I know the new season's gonna start, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Keep up if you're not. Yeah, man, he's a good player. I mean, yeah, he's a decent player. Like I would have taken him at Arsenal. I mean, him and Xhaka would be excellent, man. He's more mobile than Xhaka. Like I said, he's got an engine. He can get up and down the field. He can retain possession. When he decides to shoot, he's got a shot on him as well. That's one. Well, yeah, we might as well talk about some of his weaknesses as much as I rate him as a footballer. Shoot sometimes, Dembele, man. Sometimes he goes on these excellent dribbling, bursting runs that you see, and that's what I really like about him. Them bursting runs when no one can really get off him, and he's just shoving people off, and he's just twisting and turning. He's got excellent technical ability, man. Someone that built shouldn't be able to move how he moves. He's a genius, man. He's really underrated. But yeah, sometimes he goes on these mad dribbles, and at the end of it, because he's such a good footballer, you want to see him finish, and he can lose his head. It's like sometimes he doesn't want to shoot, or sometimes he can pick out a poor pass. In regards to shooting, he can improve his productivity. A player like him, he doesn't do himself no justice with his stats. If I tell you his stats when AVB signed him, I think it was 2013, 44 appearances, 2 goals, 5 assists. Next season, 13-14, 42 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. 14-15, 40 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. 15-16, 35 appearances, 4 goals, 1 assist. 16-17, 39 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like on paper, you wouldn't think he's anything to write home about, man. Someone like him that goes on these bursting runs, that gets in them positions, he should be scoring. I know Spurs fans. I always tell Spurs fans you're spoiled at the moment based on last season. I mean, Son went out there and got 20 goals. Kane's always gonna get them goals there, 30 in the league, I think, and however much he got in all comps. Dele did okay in terms of goals of what 18 or so. So yeah, if he could just add that. I mean, that's like just getting a couple goals. I always tell you guys, I believe midfielders should score a bit more, man. I would like to see Dembele get anything up to 10, man. I'm not gonna and nothing more ridiculous than that. If you can just get a couple more goals than that, man, because I mean that's ridiculous for someone of his quality that gets in them positions. He's decent, man. He's just at 30 years of age. I can't really see him adding that much productivity to his game, but he is a vital player to Spurs. And based on some of the language, I know you guys have seen my video in regards to Levy and Pochettino, and some of the language recently in the media that Spurs, and I don't want to say curb their spending because they don't go mad with the spending, but they're doing a different route. They're looking to their youngsters. You saw on pre-season a lot of their youngsters. Oakley Booth is very good, got a couple of minutes there. Carter Vickers and Walker Peters, and I'm sure Spurs fans could name a couple more if so. So yeah, with that in mind, Dembele is going to be a vital player. I mean, he's a model professional. He's someone that the other players can look up to. Dele Ali said he looks up to him and he's talked up his praises and things like that. He's a decent player, man. Yeah. Even his record for Belgium in terms of goal scoring could be slightly better. That's just the one thing that lies with me, but it's not even that big. Next season, I think he's going to replicate this form. Like I said, on paper, the goals and assists, if you're going to look at that, you might fault him for that, but he puts in he's a great team player. He works for the team. He handles his defensive work as well as going forward. Bursting runs through the middle, like I said, links up well. Like, he's a good player, man. He's a good player. He's even good against us. I know he dived against us and got a penalty, but yeah, he was a good player, man. Dembélé, I got a lot of time for him, man. Like I said. Anyways, there's not much more to say than that. He's never gonna grab headlines. He's just, yeah, like I said last time, he's not gonna grab headlines. He's never gonna be them guys to just smack it in from 30 yards, even though he's got a shot on him. He's never gonna be them guys to do eye-catching stuff per se. If you're looking for that sort of stuff, but what he is consistent, very consistent. Like, that is one thing underlying factor that people don't talk about in football. It doesn't matter how good you are from in one game. If you're not going to do it, they get that game, the coming game, and the game after, it doesn't mean anything. You're only as good as your last game. Like, what you did yesterday means nothing today. So yeah, Dembele is consistent. So yeah, man, not to waffle anymore. Dembele, good player, guys.